let's talk about this return of the Naple Grand Solaris trolleybuses to Budapest. First of all, some information about Budapest trolleybus in numbers. We have altogether 140 vehicles, nearly 300 drivers, 30 lines, and we've got one garage, which is a complex garage, which is also operating bus and trolleybus. Altogether in this rubber-tired field, we have altogether 5 garages, which one is the mentioned trolley garage. Okay, history in brief, just to be quick, the trolleybus operation wasn't begun in the Pesten side. It was begun on the Óbuda side in 1933, and it was abandoned. It was finished in 1944. It was a very short but very famous for us line. Now, where began the operation of the Pesten side? The Pesten side operation began in 1949 with those MTB vehicles, which you can see in the pictures, and for sure also the Icarus 60T also was the main vehicle of the first years of the operation. Now, history in brief, the third part. At the end of the oil crisis, led to a construct to more new lines. Maybe around the 80s became this kind of Pesten-based trolleybus network, which is mostly in the city center, and then some of the trolleybus network is placed in the Zugló part of Pest. The 2 main vehicles were the well-known Zeus from Russia, the Soviet Union, and we had some articulated Icaruses. Now and today we've got 13 lines. 13 lines are operating, and which is more important for us, and I think more important in the aspect of the future of the trolleybus. There are nearly seven, or we can say 7 because it's a correct number. You get 7 parts where the trolleybuses are operating without catenary, and they are operating in autonomous drive. That means there are a lot of routes, and those routes, I think, if the availability will be with us and will be there will be more autonomous driving in the trolleybus operation. Now, something about our fleet. We've got 108 modern Solaris Skoda vehicles. Some of them are solo, some of them are articulated, some of them are 3rd, and some of them are 4th generation. Those are altogether the 108 vehicles, which have the ability to operate without overhead lines, more or less. It's a correct number. The number is 4 kilometers, which is the autonomous capacity of these vehicles. Other types, we've got some other vehicles are in the fleet, mostly Ganz Solarises from the last decades. We've got still some Icaruses, 5 pieces of Icarus 412, and 8 or 9 pieces of Icarus 280. And for sure, there is the Ganz Solaris Torino 12D, which is on the main focus of my words. Now the trolleybus fleet, as I mentioned, you can see a better visual background for them about the mileage, about the years, and about the operation background, because it's very important for us that the 108 vehicles are owned by BKK, who is the authority of Budapest, and we are only the operator of those vehicles. And maybe it's quite important that most of the vehicles are low floored, and most of the vehicles are air conditioned. Okay, let's go. Expanding the GST fleet. In this year, we bought 2 vehicles from Landskrona. You know, Landskrona is the only city in Sweden who are operating trolleybuses, and they changed their vehicle. They changed their vehicles in their small network, and we bought the old vehicles as a second-hand possibility. We bought 2 of them, and we want to make one of them for the operation for the instructors vehicle, and other will be spare part. Other will be the donor for the operation. And now the expanding of this ex-Gons fleet were made in another way, that we bought 8 of the 10 pieces of the GSTs from Naples. 2 vehicles from this 10 was scrapped by the Italian operator or Italian owner. We were able to buy 8 of them, and we operate 6 of the 8 vehicles, and 2 are also for spare parts. This is a very important vehicle. This is a very interesting vehicle because the autonomous drivability is not operated by battery, but operated by a diesel auxiliary power unit, which is a special operation and a special interest for us. We made some changes on these second-hand vehicles before they went to the Budapest operation. The compressed air operated poles were replaced, and we also maintained the motorized accessibility ramp, and we also maintained the AC compartment, which also was an important part of the refurbishing, let's say this word, of the vehicles. And we are personally, I and also my team is proud that we as BKV made those refurbishment. We have no main overhaul company or something like that. That's how the Záč utca garage, which is the Záč utca depot, made those refurbishments. This was an important question that we had to change the pantograph, which were operated by air originally in Italy. We had to change it to the well-known Gons operation in Budapest. The main reason was that there was no spare part supply for this air-operated pantographs. That's how it was. It's much better. That's how it was much better to change it to a Hungarian solution, which has the possibility to have spare parts for it. Now it's very important. Now it's very interesting how the auxiliary power units are operating. It has a fuel tank which has a capacity of 150 liter. If somebody is operating diesel buses, also you can know that 150 liter is nearly enough for a whole day of operation. That means this vehicle has a very big ability in autonomous drivability. But in Budapest, they are not running on the scheduled parts of the scheduled autonomous parts of the network. They are only operating their diesel auxiliary power units when there is some traffic problems or something like that in the network. It was also important for us that if you are operating a trolleybus in your second-hand trolleybus in your network, the voltage, the overhead line have to work together with the vehicle. That means those vehicles were able also to operate in 600 volt and also were able to operating in 750 volts. We were banning the 780 volts because the Budapest network is 600 volts. But we see that if there are some recuperation or something like in the operation, there are some problems with the working together or with the overhead line. And we are on the way to find the problem, and we are on the way to solve the problem. It's very important that I want to say that if you are buying some second hand, you have to take one step and second and two steps and three steps to understand how it will work on your network, on your city. Missed trips. You can see the numbers. There are some problems as the GST, other GSTs which are operating also in Budapest. The diesels have the same problems: electrical control problems, door errors, air compressor failure. The leveling system is very poor, not on the Skoda Solaris because Skodas, because on the last years and on the last decade, there were some very good improvements on the leveling system, but 20 years before, the leveling system on the Gans Solarises was, how to say, not so specialized for the Budapest operation. That's how the leveling system has some problem. And for sure, pantographs are moving away from the overhead line, which is quite a problem. All in all, trolleybus networks, we have the same problems, but we are on the way to operate much better, more accurate on the network, those diesel auxiliary power unit trolleybuses, which six pieces is a very small number, but it's an important part of the operation of Budapest. Now we all in all, we think that GST fleet provides a good alternative to the continuous operation of trolleybus transport. But for sure, we know that new car is the good car, that we want to buy new vehicles. But as Adam mentioned, there are lack of funds, and there are some, I can say, big troubles on the financing of the mass transit, on the public transportation in Hungary, in Budapest. That's how we can see clearly how can we buy new vehicles if we can't see this vision, but we have to operate the network, and we have to operate our networks. The second-hand vehicles can be a good solution. And some nostalgic vehicles project at the end. We are very proud that we have one of the MTB 82s from the beginning of the Pest side trolleybus operation, and this time this vehicle is able to go, and it is able to operate. It became an electric bus because we made the electric part with the electric bus parts with battery solution, and I hope, and we hope that in the beginning of the next year we can show this vehicle moving in one of the depots for the passengers and who are interested in it. Thank you very much. Thank you for the attention.